presentation. I think that's a lovely presentation for us. Let me share first the slides. All right, so basically my name is Mohd Aliff bin Abdul Majid. I graduated from UPM, actually, from UPM. I started my PhD in 2016, and I managed to what do you call this? Completed my study in 3 years' time. So what we call as a GOT, right? So everybody looking for a GOT. So Alhamdulillah, I'm able to graduate it on time, and I just graduated last year in May 2019. So it's almost like more than 1 year. All right. I'm from UPM and not from Australia, and of course Dr. Hairi has much more information as compared to me, and I'm not the best speaker to present today because we have Dr. Izzat, we have Dr. Hafiz, we have another scholars here. So I think that what I'm going to say here is just to share my experience. It's not just my experience; it's a collective experiences of mine, and also a few of my friends, and also what I have witnessed before. Okay, so basically this is the slide. I think that, can you see the slide? Can you see the slide? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, all right, okay, thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today, to present today, is about the challenges in conducting qualitative research. Mainly it's my experience and also the collective experience of few students before. Okay, so the first thing first. What I did before is not qualitative entirely. It's not qualitative entirely. I did not do a research fully qualitative. I did mixed method research. So a mixed method research requires two paradigms. The first is qualitative, and then the second is quantitative. So I'm the middle of between the qualitative person and also a quantitative person. So I'm just the middle of it. Because I'm doing mixed method, the design that I choose is called exploratory sequential mixed method. So when we said exploratory sequential mixed method, it's a sequence. So we need to finish a complete one paradigm or one phase before we move to another phase. So in my case, that I need to complete my qualitative phase because it's exploratory sequential mixed method. So I need to complete my qualitative phase first, and then I brought into the next phase, which is the quantitative phase. Then before I start, actually, I did not purposely choose to do qualitative. Because why? I think that because we are not familiar with qualitative before. During the bachelor, during the master, we did quantitative, right? Most of us. I think that 9 of 10 people here might conducted quantitative before. And qualitative is something new to me, actually. Something new to me. The only thing I know about qualitative is to conduct an interview at early stage. That's the only thing that I know, to conduct an interview. And then during the start of my study, I have a difficulty to understand what is qualitative actually, and how qualitative can contribute in my study. Okay, so that the thing that my supervisors, not one of my supervisors had the experience in conducting qualitative. So that is the biggest challenge for me. So I think that for the students to conduct qualitative, you need to have one or at least two supervisors that have a familiarity that have been conducted qualitative research before, so that it can help you and advise you on how you can craft the qualitative phase or qualitative design in your research. Okay, so the first thing, the big why qualitative? Okay, the first thing, the essence of qualitative research is that we want to interpret the participants' experience. So in my case, a mixed method, I want to interpret my participants, mainly the offshore employees. What are their experiences working at offshore? because although it has been conducted before in previous studies, but mainly are quantitative, none of them limited study has been conducted in qualitative. So that is the big why I want to interpret, and I want to understand how they make sense of their lives and their experiences. So these are the big why, the qualitative thing. But again, at the early stage, that is only the thing that you know before you can embark on the next stage. This is the most important thing that you need to know, that qualitative can give you a subjective value to your research. Okay, this is about the qualitative and the big why of the qualitative. Okay, I just move into the challenges what I have faced during my 3-year journey. Okay, the first challenges is the researcher, as I have mentioned before, the researcher, you yourself, because we have a lack of information and lack of experience conducting qualitative. The only thing that you know is very limited. So this is why that I have faced during my study, because I don't know actually what is qualitative is all about. The only thing I know is quantitative. I know how to analyze using SPSS, I know how to analyze using MOS, but I don't know how to analyze using qualitative research. Well, actually, it's not, in qualitative, we don't have an analysis or tools to analyze your data. You yourself analyze your data. The software or the tool for analysis is only help you to manage or organize the data. You, the one who analyze the data. And also, you are the instrument. Although you have an interview protocol, or we call as the interview questions, or we call as an interview protocol. Although we have that, that's only to provide you with a consistency, to provide with a guideline for you to do your interview, to do your observations, to do your what we call this a focus group. But you yourself, as an instrument, for example, before I start my qualitative as a major data collection, I try to do a pilot study. In qualitative, we don't really call it as a pilot study. We call it a preliminary investigation. Preliminary investigation is quite different. This is what the qualitative people trying to be different from quantitative people. This also you need to understand. Doing qualitative is not about you just want to be different from the quantitative, but you have to understand the essence of why you do qualitative. Okay, so the researcher, because the thing is that you yourself as an instrument, that you need to understand and how you can craft your interview session, because we have lack of experience in conducting interview. Because I never been an interviewer before. I only attend interview to be interviewed, but I never interview people. So this is the thing that I think it's a challenge for me, because I need to interview people, and how I can gather or obtain those information and make sure that information is contribute to my study. Okay, so because during my classes, because we in UPM we have classes, so I attended a few classes, a basic qualitative research class, and also advanced qualitative class. This is because UPM normally in UPM they have classes in which you yourself do not have to register for the class. You just sit in for the class. You don't have to register. So you just sit in the class and then you just listen for the class. You listen to the lecturer or whatever discussion they have made. That's the best thing because UPM is a research university, so they have all these what we call the facilities to cater the postgrad students. So for the basic qualitative research class, the essence of the components or the syllabus of the class is basically it's the fundamentals. This is what Dr. Harry has been presented. So about what is qualitative, the 5 traditions of qualitative, the 5 traditions, the phenomenology, the narrative, case study, ethnography, and so on. So all this you need to understand before you move into your study. So this is the thing. I think it's it's important for you to understand, because I also had a challenge. I think that some of you or a few of you have the challenges of to identify which tradition that suits your study. Am I correct? So this is happened to me, and only until the third semester, I can really identify which tradition that suit my study. Okay, we have basically we have phenomenology, we have a case study, we have grounded theory, we have narrative, we have what we call another one I can remember. A case study, grounded theory. Okay, we have five. The ground theory. The five traditions here is suggested by. I think you have familiar with this book, right? This is a book by Creswell, and this is the latest version of Creswell. Qualitative inquiry and research design, choosing among 5 approaches. This is the latest edition. Creswell proposes 5 traditions. So among 5 traditions, in order for me to choose among these 5 traditions, which tradition actually suits me better? So as what in the chat before, I've sent the chat before, like Miss Lisa Longet asked whether we can integrate between phenomenology and case study as the 2 designs in one research. Yes, you can. Because in the first, I thought that my qualitative part is case study. So I have a case and also I have a boundary system. So this is the thing that you need to understand. If for case study, the best reference is Yin, okay, Robert Yin. So if those who are using a case study or employ a case study tradition, I think that you should find a Yin book. So Yin book is just like this. Okay, this is a 5th edition, Robert K. Yin, Case Study Research. So in this book, he proposes on how you can craft a design, your research design based on case study design. Okay. So at first, I thought that my qualitative part is a case study, because we start to read a lot, we start to read all this article, and then your friends started to tell you, oh yes, yeah, your is look like a case study. And then after I read more, I thought my study is a phenomenology, because I tried to seek the experience from the participant of a phenomenon. So I thought my qualitative part is a phenomenology. Then I removed the case study part. And then after a few months later, I thought that my case study, my research design is a phenomenological case study. It's a integration between 2 designs into one research. You can search phenomenological case study. There is a such design. Well, actually, you combine 2 research design into one. There is, you can, and you are able to do it. Okay, and then during my 3rd semester, actually, during my 3rd semester, because in the first semester, in the 2nd semester, in the first semester, I attended a basic qualitative class. So basic is just fundamentals. It does not discuss the issue or how you can apply the research into apply the design into your research. Okay, and then the 2nd and the 3rd semester, I sit in for advanced qualitative research. So advanced qualitative research. So during this class, I asked the lecturer. So the lecturer name is Dr. Latif Cross. So Dr. Latif Cross is one of the prominent qualitative researcher in UPM. You can search his name, Latif Cross, and he has numerous qualitative articles. He has been contributed in the community. And do not assign him as your co-supervisors, because he has more than 30 students right now, more than 30. It's like crazy. So so Dr. Latif, when I asked him, Dr. Latif, which do you think it suits for me? Traditions among these 5, which suits me better? Then he said, yours is mixed method. So mixed method does not have what we call this a specific tradition and of what the Creswell has been proposed. So, and then also I start to ask a question in ResearchGate. So because ResearchGate is all of them are in the research community, so most of them can reply, but you try to get an answer from the prominent scholars. Okay, and then what the answer that I get is the basic qualitative research, or what we call a generic inquiry research. So this research, this design is the sixth tradition. You cannot find it in Creswell, but you can find it in this book, Miriam and Tisdale. So Miriam and Tisdale said we have the sixth element, which is the basic qualitative research. So the basic qualitative research get the fundamentals among these six traditions, but the other five traditions that has been proposed by Creswell, the case study, the narrative, and so on, has an additional dimensions as compared to the basic qualitative research. Because mine is mixed method that Dr. Latif Cross said I should what we call this I should think of this as a mixed method project rather than a qualitative entirely. So what have been proposed by Creswell here, the five traditions, the choosing among five traditions is only suit those who are using or doing a research qualitative entirely. If you are doing research entirely or as a whole, as a qualitative research, so these five traditions might suit you. So you just need to understand which tradition that suits you better. So this is what you need to discuss with your supervisors and try to get a second opinion from other lecturers or other friends that has been graduated. So, but don't what you call this have too much information, because I have a friend until the fifth semester he still does not get which tradition he should choose. So you should listen to your friend, but your friend is also studying, so you need to get an idea or opinion from those who have an experience in conducting qualitative research. Okay, so these are the challenges among researchers, among us, because we are, I can say that we are novice in qualitative research. We are novice, we are the beginners, we don't really understand and how this can work, whether this can work or that can work. You try to this is not a trial and error, but you need to find which one suits better. Okay, this is the challenges of researcher. And then the second challenges is the participant. Okay, the participant, for example, because some of the, for example, I have a friend who conducted a research on hotel, 5-star hotel, and then his participants merely a general manager. Okay, a general manager of 5-star hotel. But in the end, after he crafted the defense proposal and everything, and he passed the proposal, he passed the defense proposal, and what is the challenges? Because he couldn't get an access. He couldn't get an access, and how he can interview the general manager. This is the thing that you need to make sure at the earliest stage of your research, of your study. During your 3-year, the first month or the second month, you need to try to visualize or try to think and try to identify and how you can get an access to your participant. From in my case, my participants all are the offshore employees, and also as a challenge for me, because when we talk about offshore, those employees are not on land, they are offshore. So how I can get to interview them, and how I can get to distribute the questionnaire to them. These are the things that you need to think earlier. You try to get the gatekeepers. I will explain it later. I just explain the challenges here, and then the next slide I will explain and how you can solve this problem and how you can identify what you should know and how to overcome these challenges. Okay, these are the challenges that we can face during our study. Okay, the researcher and then the participant. Okay, and then third is the financial. Okay, for me, I think because I was under the scholarship of TPM or Young Lecturer Scheme, so I have like a bunch of money during the study. But although I have a amount of money to be spent during my study, but when you say about qualitative, okay, when we say about qualitative, you require a lot of expenses. You need to spend a lot of expenses or spend a lot of money because you need to travel from one place to another. You need to meet one person and then another person. Okay, these are the things that you need to make sure that you have stabilize your financial before you start to do your data collection. Because once you start to do your data collection, you need to make sure that you have some amount of money for you to spend on. It's not just for the travel purpose. It's not just for the honorarium purpose. It's also for the publication and also for other things. These are the things that I think that has what we call the challenge me before. Okay, and then the third thing is that the other struggles. The other struggles is like, for example, like the time management, because we in Malaysia, because we have like being organized to finish our study in 3 years time. So you need to make sure that you organize your time properly. What are the deadline? What are the deadline that requires you to graduate? Okay, for example, in my case, I never had a Gantt chart. It's all I only plan it inside my head. So I don't really actually what we call this have the Gantt chart to present to my supervisor. I don't have. Okay, and then the other struggles is that the facilities, the support group. Okay, these are the challenges that I see mostly from different university, because some university does not provide classes, does not provide workshops. So you need to what we call this seek for external or outside workshops for you to understand on specific area on how you can understand your study. For example, like classes on analysis. You can simply what we call you can simply use YouTube to learn about that. You need to have workshops or classes so that someone can guide you and how you can analyze your data. So this also is something that's very subjective in analyzing the data. One person analyzing data is quite different from another. Okay, for example, if someone wink at you, okay, these are the thing. Okay, in qualitative, when someone wink at you, one person might interpret as he or she might look at someone and that's why he winked at it. Another person might say that maybe he has a muscle disorder, I don't know. So these are the things that how the qualitative researchers can provide a different perspective into the research. So these are also the other struggles. That's why you need to have a workshop, or you need to have someone to guide you on how you can analyze your data. Because as what I said before, the software or the tool for analysis is not for analysis the data. It's only to organize and manage your data. You cannot simply use sticky notes and paste it on your walls. It's not really practical now, because you have a bunch of data. You need to transcribe a lot of data. For example, one interview you have like for example, like 45 to 1 hour. If you're doing a case study, if you're doing phenomenology, it might be more than that. If you are doing ground truth, might be more than that. So for example, like the average is 45 minutes. To transcribe 45 minutes requires you about 3 hours to transcribe that conversation. So that is why you need to understand how you can analyze the data correctly. Okay, and then other struggles is that these supervisors. This is also that I faced before, because I think that only one of my main supervisor, had a slight experience in conducting research, qualitative research. And other than that, I need to seek for other opinions. For example, like Dr. Latif and lecturers or speakers from other workshops. These are the other struggles. Okay, and then the most important thing is that the other struggle, because I have a friend who still wait until, I don't know, maybe he's trying to wait until his thesis to be perfect. Okay, this is what my supervisor has said. Tak payah nak tunggu perfect, sampai mati pun tak tunggu perfect, tak boleh perfect. Okay, doing research is not about perfection. It's about you're doing to show some contribution to the knowledge, to the body of knowledge. This is what you're trying to do. Do not wait until it's fully or perfect. This is not and how you do a research. This should stress you out. Okay, this is the thing is that, as what Dr. Prof Salihuddin said, redah je. First you kena redah dulu lah, akan redah dulu. But in qualitative ni, dia it requires a lot of a new thing into your life. Okay, these are about the challenges that I have shared with you, and how what you should know, and how you can overcome the challenges. This is not the absolute guideline, but this can be some guideline for you to be applied into your research or into your journey. Okay, the first, as what I mentioned before, the access. What you should know. This is on what you should know here. This current slide is not only for the qualitative, but it's for the whole entire study. So I just put into a slide so I can present it and how you can look into your research and apply it. Okay, the first is access. In my case, because I'm doing offshore, so I know that it's going to be difficult for me. Be difficult for me to get what we call this the participant to participate in the interview. So that the first thing is that we need to capture or need to seek for the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers are those who can give you permission to access the premise. So these are the person that you need to grab first. You start to look for your access at early stage of your study. Even though now you are in the first semester and second semester, you need to do data collection in the fourth semester. Do it early so that when you get the access, it's easier for you to do your data collection. Don't wait until 1 month before you need to do the access, you need to do the data collection. Do it early so that you can have the access, and you try to grab the gatekeepers. What we call the gatekeepers is the person that give you permission. So grab this person, so then he will able to give you the access to do your data collection. So these are the first thing that you need to know. Okay, the access. And then the second, the university's requirements. So in my study, because in UPM we have before you graduate, you need to have a 2 publication. Okay, one is accepted and one is submitted. Okay, I have I completed this before my 3rd semester. Okay, you need to know your deadline. Do not wait until you have findings and then you do the publication. You publish a paper. You can actually publish your methodological methodology part or methodology section, or you can do your preliminary investigation and then you publish the paper. Do not wait until you have the major findings. It's going to be a long journey. It's going to be consume your times, because normally people start to do the data collection 4th semester, in 4th semester or 5th semesters. Okay, after you have the major you have the findings, then only you do your publication. It's going to require a long time before it can be accepted. So please make sure that you do it earlier. I will suggest to you a workshop later on in the next slides. What workshops can you attend and how you can do publication before you have your findings. Okay, these are the university's requirement, because each university or one university to another have a different requirements. Dr. Izzat, in UiTM, what are the requirements for graduation? One publication? Dr. Izzat? Dr. Izzat is not with us. Okay, for example, in UiTM, do you have a publication before you can graduate?
Yeah, of course.
How many publication? One?
Mazi, at least one. That is for PhD or master? Mazi. Oh, master, yeah.
Okay.
Usually, last time we had three. Me and Dr. Aliff, three, yes.
Okay, so because you have 3 publications, that means you need to really plan for your publication. If not, you cannot graduate because you did not fulfill the requirements, the university's requirements. So please make sure that you have fulfilled these requirements beforehand. So for me, I started to start my publication in my second semester. All are conceptual paper. The second semester and then third semester. During my third semester,
sorry for interrupting. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe another 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay. During the requirements, try to do it as early as possible. Okay. All right. And then you try to look for related workshops. I will suggest for you in the next or the following workshops. What are the related workshops you can attend? And then the related software for you in qualitative, we have like the most famous, the common softwares we have in Malaysia is Atlas DI and NVivo. So you need to choose either to use NVivo or Atlas DI for your research in order for you to manage and organize your data. Okay, and then the ethics. Okay, ethics is something that is important in your research, although it's not compulsory, but it will help you to make sure that the research ethics committee back up your research or your study. For example, in UiTM, I think that we have REC, Research Ethics Committee, under the Research Management Center, right? I think that Dr. Hafiz is one of the committee members. This ethics can help you to elevate the quality of your research and also to elevate your publication, because in European countries it looks it requires for you to go through the ethics committee before you start to publish your article. And then the grants. Okay, if you have a grants, for me during my study I applied one grant. It's an internal grant for 15,000. So this money can help me to reduce my expenses using my scholarship fee, So this grant can help me to give a financial aid during my travel, during the honorarium, to give the money to the participants and to do other expenses. So if you have grants, try to apply for it. Okay, try to apply for it. I think the UiTM also have grants for you to apply. And then the meetings. Okay, during the meetings, you need to organize or conduct a meeting with your supervisory committee members in order for you to make sure that you are on track. And please make sure that every time you do a meeting, you have something to present, especially your progress. These are the important things during the meetings. And then the last element is the circle of friends. If you are doing qualitative, please make sure that you are among the circle of friends doing qualitative, so that you have an updated information among each other. So this circle of friends can help you and how you can to discuss about your issue, about the area of your study. So these are the elements that what you should know in order for you to hinder all the challenges during your study. Okay. Okay, this is nothing to present about. This is during my enjoyable 3-year journey, because I graduated on time. I have a minor correction, and I have a 104 recorded meetings, 24 workshops. The workshops included the quantitative, qualitative workshops, and it also included the academic and also motivational workshops. And I have 7 publications. None of them are the findings. So most of them are conceptual paper and methodological paper. And then I have attended I have completed 6 subjects, and I've attended 5 conferences. During my qualitative, I have traveled 5 states, and also I have 1 grant. Okay, and the most important thing that I have happy supervisors, because during my 3-year time, I did not only need to finish within the 3-year time given by the KPT, but also I need to make sure that I'm able to complete before my supervisor retired. Because my supervisor retired on March, I need to finish on February. Okay, these are the things that my achievement during my study. These are the paper that that have been published. I have published in ERA Index. So these are the paper that has been cited more than 40 times during my study. These are not the major findings. These are only the guidelines on how you can conduct your interviews before you conduct your major study. This is piloting for interviews, and how I can improvise my sample size, and how I can improvise my area of data collection. This just only the guidelines. Okay. Okay. For you, for qualitative students, I think that the best thing is that you try to embark into this, join this group, Qualitative Research Association Malaysia. So this Qualitative Research Association Malaysia, so they normally organize 2 or 3 conferences. It depends, 1 or 2 conferences. I sorry, I'm couldn't remember how many conferences they organize. But they have a fees for you to join. So you just pay for the fees for lifetime, and then you can join this group, and then this group can provide you with a support group. So this can provide you with the information or any other information on trends and development in qualitative research. Okay, this is important. And then if you are looking for conferences, these are the one of the conferences organized by UUM. I think that if you are looking forward to publish your paper in conference, you might look into this. If you have not published any of your study of your publication, don't have any publication, you can also join this guy, Dr. Hairul. Dr. Hairul will teach you on how you can publish your article using your literature review. So this also the thing, and how you can publish your paper before you finish your study, so you can complete your graduation requirements. Okay, and this also this is what I can I have been given by the librarian of UPM. So I just asked for the what we call this workshop that they will organize. So you can look on the workshop on qualitative data analysis using NVivo by Dr. Muhammad Mushid Arshad on 24th and 25th October. You might go to the workshop, and then you might have a little information on how NVivo can help you to organize and manage your data, and then meanwhile it can help you on how you can analyze your data. So okay, this is just a quote. PhD is just an addition to your life, not your life. So just put it as an addition to your life. Okay, don't make it as your life. Otherwise, you're going to get stressed out about it. Okay, for Muslim, I think that these are the lazim-lazimkanlah sebutnya. Rabbi Yasir wala tu'asir, Rabbi Tamin bil khair. Okay, banyak-banyaklah baca. Okay, ini untuk kita memudahkanlah urusan kita, janganlah sulitkan urusan kita, insyaAllah. Okay, I think that's all from me. This is my contact. Anything you can just email to me, mh.aliff@gmail.com, and you can go to my profile at ResearchGate, Muhammad Aliff Abdul Majid. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and I give you back to Dr. Izzat. Thank you very much.
Hello.